Testing, testing, testing. Hello, hello. Woo! Man, it's good to be back? Question mark? Is it good to be back? Hello, everybody. Listen. I tried to get chat to work. It's not working. I don't know why. It's just not working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think, yeah, it's at the very top of the sources. It's supposed to be right above me, but nothing's coming up. But don't worry, I'm reading chat. I will respond to chat as they come in. For anybody who has any questions, feel free to ask, like, how is China? What do I think of China? If you guys care, I can give you guys updates to my plans for 2024 and what's going to happen. But primarily, it's still going to be a Genshin live stream. We're going to be talking about Genshin and maybe a little bit of Honkai. We're going to be doing some summons here, which is it's crazy that people ask me to do summons the second I come back, because I don't know, maybe I just have that good rep, right? Like maybe the 100. Oh, whoa! I did not mean to get us to that angle, but. So I guess we'll talk about my trip to China first, and first and foremost, thank you everybody for the warm welcome back. It does feel great to come back, hit the live stream button, and still have like dozens and dozens of people, like all these people that I even remember most of you guys. 4 months, like how many streamers can just disappear for 4 months and still have their core community be so tight and supportive of their content and what they have to say? I feel very, very fortunate to have you guys. And you know, we're bound together by this this thread of fate called Genshin Impact. And China was great though. So China was really, really good, and that might come as both of a good news and a bad news. They're like usually like, oh, I have good news and I have bad news. Well, this is kind of like the good news and the bad news. China was good, but it was too good. So good, in fact, that I likely will be taking my business to China and continue my career in China, which you guys probably, I mean, it's not a good thing for making content, because as you guys who have watched my content continuously would know that it is extremely difficult to put out content at the rate I was, meaning like 5 times per week in China. I thought I could do like maybe 3 times per week, but I think even that was kind of stretching it. So yeah, it was crazy though in China. And it's not as scary as media in the West makes it like sound. It's a beautiful place. It has a bunch of amazing things to do. I love China. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the place. Anyways, so now that we've gotten over, I'm just kidding, people. All right, I'm great. If you move there, couldn't you get better internet? If you move there, couldn't you get better internet? I mean, the thing is with China, YouTube is blocked. Well, heavily restricted. Well, no, blocked, not heavily restricted. You straight up can't use it. So I can't really upload videos. I can, however, record audios and my take on current meta changes, character releases, news update, patch note releases, new region drops. I could, but I can never get it out as fast, because it's very difficult to say like, okay, the day this big patch gets released, I can push back a lot of work or push back most of my work just to focus on the patch for a couple of days. I can't do that in China. Back in Canada, I had the leeway because like my business would kind of like, you know, I I'm self-employed. I can decide when I want to do things, and things were more flexible. But in China, I'm more working with other people, and we have to kind of make our schedules all work together, right? If that makes sense. So what ends up happening is sometimes when the patch drops or something big happens in Genshin, those 2-3 days I'm just fully booked. From morning to night, I'm fully booked. I come home at like 10:30, 11 p.m. and I have to wake up and be somewhere by like 8:30, 9 a.m. So it's very difficult. I know, yeah, if I looked at the patch notes, if I like really grind it out, I could do it, but it's just taking a huge toll on me and my work-life balance. So it's very difficult to balance all that stuff in China, and the pace is so fast over there. Everybody's always hustling. Everybody's always trying to do something. Everybody's just constantly working. It wouldn't be a stretch to say, like, I would say most of them are workaholics. It just feels like it that way. Like they take a lot of pride in the work they do. At least the people I interacted with. It's just crazy, and I've been very I've been positively influenced by them, because in Canada, where I'm currently living in Canada, life is very slow, right? You kind of take it at your pace. But no, in China, everybody has an agenda. Everybody wants to get things done. It's all about efficiency and speed. So, I mean, if we take that kind of like life reflection to Genshin, it's the same thing. The CM players are like super efficient. They care super, like they're very attentive to the meta. They're very strict on how to play a character and how to build certain team comms. They care a lot about the speed at which characters can clear the abyss, whereas Western players, or like even like Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea, most of these players, they are okay with taking the game slow and not bum rushing content, just going crazy for the accolades, for the achievements, for the characters, for the skins, for whatever, for the bling bling show offs. But China is a very different place, right? Like the people there by nature are very like, they want to get things done. They want to get it done like right now. And they'll always take the shortest path towards their goal, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna say it like that. So as people are still coming in, Anissa says, well, you can move to TikTok. Well, the thing is, China also blocked TikTok. So China has their version of TikTok, which is called Douyin, like Douyin, like how people say it. Douyin, and then there's TikTok, which is like the foreign version of Douyin. And in China, TikTok is banned. You cannot access the foreign version of TikTok, at least not on your phone, unless you have an Android phone. So yeah. However, when I was in China, I did come across some Honkai Star Rail advertisements. I was walking by KFC once, and then they actually had the Honkai Star Rail. They had Kafka, and I think they had Blade and Kafka kind of plastered on the walls of the KFC, and I was like, okay, that's weird, but not really. Did I go in and ask for any promotional items? I did not, because most of the time when I'm outside, I'm with somebody, and I don't want them to know that. You guys, it's weird when you're, you know, talking business with people that you want to make money with, that suddenly you gotta say, hey, hold up, let me go to the store and grab this action figure real quick. I just don't want to give people the wrong impression. Especially, I'm not getting a Blade action figure, I'm getting Kafka, okay? So I don't want people to get the wrong idea, is all I'm saying. Hiding the weeb. Yeah, like, I mean, it sucks to say it, right? Like, Walrus, you just embrace who you are. I do embrace who I am. I just don't want the people I do business with to also embrace who I am, if that makes sense. Do you speak English to clients or primarily Chinese? Primarily Chinese. I would say 99% it's Chinese. I do get a lot of weird looks whenever I do speak English because most people there don't speak English. But thankfully, I can speak Mandarin fluently, so don't need to speak English at all. Terminal 27 is asking, Walrus, are you back for a while or heading back to CN? So I'm heading back in 2 weeks. That's how tight the schedule is. I'm only able to get away for like around a month or so. I have to go back to China. Family is there. They're about to celebrate Chinese New Year, the Spring Festival, which is on February 9th this year, I believe. So I'm heading back, and when I go back 2 weeks later, we're gonna be celebrating the Spring Festival, which is, it's just like so many things are happening. Like right afterwards, I have to talk with another friend, well, friend slash, like friend slash acquaintance, and we're trying to set up some business over in China as well. So there's a lot of things going on. It's just work nonstop. It's like that Rihanna song. It's like work. Like it's honestly just work every day. But it's like it's fun work. I don't know what to call it. It's like it's work, but at the same time you feel great because you're getting things done. Things are moving along very fast. People, when you give them a task, they're very fast at getting it done. It's like this is the best example I can give you guys. Okay, so let's say in Canada, when the government needs to patch up a road or do something, they'll send out the workers, or like the contractors, and they'll send out the workers, and then the workers, sometimes a road can be closed off for months. I am not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating. Sometimes just to fix up a certain like issue on the road can be closed for 6 months, 8 months. I've even seen it up to a year. Okay? In China, they can strip the entire road for miles and have it fully replaced overnight. Overnight. You guys want to know why they can do that? It's because in China, they're paid per the task. They're paid per tasks. Whereas in Canada, most of the time they're paid by the hour. So in Canada, hey, they come in, clock in, do the job, clock out, get off, go home. Whereas in China, they'll usually wait until it's like I don't know, like 3 a.m. It's a very, very unholy time. They'll block off the road for like 4 hours, and then they'll just go ham on that road. It's just like, it's just freaking crazy. They'll be like they'll have like hundreds, if not thousands, of people on site getting the job done. Their task is get this whole section of the road replaced, done, fixed up in 4 hours before the rush hour in the morning time, and we have to open the road by then. So they go in, they get the job done, bam, done, easy. Right? In Canada, they're paid by the hour, so every day they need to click. Like if they get a construction contract, like I swear, I don't know the ins and outs, but I swear they'll drag it on for as long as possible to get the maximum amount of payout they can from this one construction contract, which is crazy for me to think of. Like when I went to China, I'm just like, what the hell is going on? It's like, it's just, how are they doing stuff so fast? The same thing with building the like building skyscrapers and stuff. Not paid by the hour, paid per task, or pay per construction. So the faster they get it done, obviously they have to meet the standards, which oftentimes just goes out the freaking window, because the guy who's inspecting the standards could get paid under the table. Then he'll still sign the paper. The construction company wins. The guy who signed the paper, like the inspector, wins. So that's how you get these things called like tofu buildings in China. They happen not because China's incapable of building strong and good, solid structures. It's just, it's on purposely built weak because they cut out cost and labor and stuff, and they cut corners, and inspector kind of closes one eye and just signs off and lets it get. And but the thing is, when it does collapse or things does go wrong, usually everybody involved gets punished pretty heavily. So yeah, but again, that's what I've noticed in China. It's very wild. Okay, it's very wild. It reminds me a lot of like what America sounded like, I don't know, back in Industrial Revolution. It's just like buildings, growth, big mega cities, mega structures. Wow, people expanding, GDP. Wow, it's just like freaking. You move to the outskirts, and then 3 years later, the outskirts is part of city central, and then you move again to the outskirts, and then 3 years later, guess what? The city keeps expanding. That's just like China. And somebody asked me, where did I go to China? I went to Chongqing. Chongqing is known, I believe, you guys can fact check me this. Chongqing, I believe, is the largest city in the world. It houses over 30 million people in that one city. So that's where I am. It's the city where, if you guys been on TikTok, it has trains driving through buildings. It has layers and layers and layers of city on city on city on city. So it's pretty crazy, but at the same time, there's a lot that Chongqing can still work on to improve itself. Thought that was Tokyo. I think Tokyo was the densest city. No, I think that's Hong Kong. No, let's fact check this. Let's do this together. Let me just Google largest city in the world. Let's take a look. Oh, never mind. It's still Tokyo. Huh. And I definitely heard wrong. Let me see. I'm on Wikipedia, so Wikipedia should be right. But Chongqing's population says to be 32 million. I don't know. It's right. The UN 2018 population estimates 37 million for Tokyo, Japan. However, city proper, metropolis, prefecture has only 13.5 million, whereas Chongqing's UN 2018 population estimates is 14.8 million, but city proper population is 32 million. I don't know. But yeah, it's disgustingly big how big that city is. It's nauseating. Moonlight says, I back. Yeah, boy. Hello, Walrus. Check this. It's great to be back, Moonlight. And also, I've been gone for 4 months, and YouTube has changed a bit. Like the whole live stream thing is a little different. Genshin has, like, I missed Fontaine's release. How wild is that? I missed well, I didn't miss it. I got the Hydro Archon. I was there. I played it here and there. Beluga-chan kept my account explored and everything's done, so kudos to her. And I hope everybody can, when I'm not here, I hope everybody treats Beluga-chan well, because she really pours a lot of effort into making these videos, because all I can do is send her the voice recording and she has to piece the video together. I'm sure you guys have enjoyed her editing style. You can obviously see the difference between Beluga-chan's editing style and my editing style. She brings a different flair to the videos. But yeah. Glitch Variable says, I have to literally slow myself down so much in California. I like when I was a debt collector, could clear a whole case file in 15 minutes, which left me bored. I don't know, Canada, now that I'm back in Canada, everything just again slows down by a lot. I'm struggling to get used to this slowness, but I have a ton of friends over here, which I'm technically on vacation, right? Because I took care of all the work in Canada before I went to China. So now that I come back, most of the stuff is kind of on autopilot. I don't have to think too much about it. So I'm pretty much free every day. I've been just chilling, watching movies, enjoying life, taking care of Jabba. Speaking of Jabba, where is she? She's asleep, but yeah. Good to be back. Anyways, now that we're back, we have 218 summons. So let me introduce you guys to this account. So the goal here is Raiden Shogun, want her weapon, and I want to get her to C3. So 218 summons to get her weapon and try to get her to C3. Glitch for episode, we missed you, Walrus. Thank you, thank you. You know, the first thing I was greeted with when I came back was like people saying, Walrus, we didn't, like, I was reading some of the comments in my videos after I made my first I'm back video, and they were saying like, Walrus, you know, like we took you for granted when you were here giving your shit takes. It made the Genshin scene a lot more dynamic. Nowadays it's just populated with theory crafters and their mathematically correct takes, which leaves little room for discussion. There's no like community punch bag anymore. which I did not know I occupied such an important role in the community, but it's great to be back giving my hot takes on characters and stuff like that. But honestly, I do believe that when I give my takes, it's okay. I'm not going to say it's always right, but it's always fueled by some forms of truth. Okay. I'm not going to straight up say like Raiden Shogun is a Dendro catalyst user. I'm right that she's an electro DPS, but I'm going to say like as a DPS, sometimes she struggles to keep up a little bit, right? Until you get her C2, right? And then people go like, oh, how can you say that? So I think what people missed from me was kind of like my unfiltered opinion and approach to Genshin Impact, as opposed to me actually the person. I mean, there's plenty of other people giving hot takes here and there, but I guess I was just the one with the largest community and the most vocal guy out there doing it. So I guess that's just how it is. Yeah, like without me, who's gonna come out and take the front for Chi Chi Battery? Exactly. So there were people also asking me like what I think about Zenless Zone Zero. Am I gonna play Zenless Zone Zero? What about Wuthering Waves? Zenless Zone Zero, I might have to give it a pass, but I would love to play Wuthering Waves. I likely will be playing the Chinese version of Wuthering Waves. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I might have to record content again, but like that's just so difficult for me to do because I'm usually home. But Lightning MCK, hey, welcome back, my friend. welcome back. I'm usually home by like 10 p.m. if not later sometimes. So like booting up the game, playing it. I fully understand why a lot of people in China plays mobile games now. I fully understand. Like there's a lot of downtime in between your days. Like your days are not just fully compact work. You'll have like breaks, you'll have lunch breaks, right? You'll have like commute time. Just opening the game, knocking out the dailies, playing a little bit, and just like using your resin, no more than 10-15 minutes. That's pretty much like it's crazy that we used to talk about and we used to think about it from a Chinese perspective, and now I go back to China and live that kind of lifestyle. It fully makes sense why the resin cap is the way it is, why the daily commission is set up the way it is, why the game has a lack of endgame content. It makes a lot more sense when you get thrown into the lifestyle of China, because these developers they have to go off of Chinese people's tendencies and playing habits, right? So I don't know. I mean, people might still disagree, but I'm just saying it makes a lot more sense now that I've been back. So that Genshin's 160 wrestler is still unforgivable. It's true. Like if I were to choose, maybe I would choose for the cap to be like 320. Like double what it is right now, because let's say if you're really busy at work, then you cannot log in for 2 days. But then again, what about your daily commission? It's just a whole other discussion there. But now that I'm back, we have to once again prove to everyone out there who's the big daddy walrus when it comes to streamers' luck. 100% customer satisfaction. What's this character's name again? This girl? Somebody wrote it in chat earlier, right? I keep forgetting her name. Like every character in Fontaine just feels like they have a complex name for the sake of it being complex. Right. Chevreuse, right? Yeah. Or is the V silent? Shayru, right? I don't know how you guys Chevy plays. Chevy. Okay. Let's see how many Chevys we can get. Let's see how many pulls it takes to smash out the weapon here. Let's just take a look at how many summons we've done here. 5, 25, 30, 35. Song of Broken Pines. Okay, so we are guaranteed one of these two weapons. 100% it's one of these two. So it's actually a 50-50. It's not 35-35. It is 50-50 because the last summon they ended up with an off banner weapon. So this time it's guaranteed. And we are roughly, we're 37 pulls, right? So 30 pulls. If we're lucky, we get it within 30 pulls. Come on. Come on. Come on. You already know. Oh, look. A free Sayu on the weapon banner. Chef's kiss. You already know we got it even before the pity. This is around, that's 57. It's not even 65. We got it around 57 pulls. Just give it to me. Just give it. I'm seeing way too many bows to feel comfortable. Again, way too many bows. I am not. If the next weapon is another bow. A spear? Just put it in the chat, please. Fat Walrus W. Huanglei says, we back. We are back. We are back. And we are back dishing out fat W's right from the get-go. Look at that. Look at that. That is not even 57. That's like around 54 or 53 on the weapon banner. 50-50, by the way. Get the hell out of here, Belle. Hey. Enjoy. Next. Raiden Shogun. 1 copy. We need 1 copy. So, as you guys can see, last pulled 5-star is Navia. We do have to contest with the 50-50. We are 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pulls in. Let's just keep it at 8. 8 is a lucky number. You know, I just came back from China. 8 is considered a lucky number. All right, so is 6. So, let's go. That is 8. How many Chevy can we get? Chevy can we get? Chevy can we get? Can we Chevy can we get? Let's go. That is 1. Let's keep track of that. So we're at 18. Okay, Sarah. Already maxed out. I believe both of these should be maxed out at this point. So that's 2. Oh, no. No, no, no. So we at, I think this is 48. That's 3. That's 3 copies, by the way. I think we're around, is this like what, 58? That's 4 copies. By the way, that's early, is it not? That's 68. That's 5. You know who would have loved to see that? So we're actually 8 polls in again, by the way. I think Kaching came on 69, didn't she? Yeah. Was that 4 or 5? I lost count. So we are 8 polls in. I mean, we're guaranteed right in, but man, unlucky, I guess. So we're at 18 polls again. That's 18. Okay. 28. Come on. Maybe like, I think we need 2 more Chevys. 2 or 3 more Chevys. 38. 48. Oh no. No. 58. Oh, that's, I think that's 5. 58. 68. Ah, I think we get it here. Yeah. Unlucky, man. Like, there's the Raiden Shogun and a Bennett. And what was her name? What was her name? The cat girl. Oh, okay. The one that turns into a box. So we did get Raiden and Kaching in like, I think like 140, 150 polls. Oh, C1. C3. And Chevy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. We are 1 from C6. Let me ask. Do you want C6 Chevy or save? 1 copy of Chevy. How difficult can this be? They're saying save. Save, we're done. All right. 5 copies of Chevy. You get her all the way to C5. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I mean, eventually this C6 is just gonna happen. It'll happen whether you like it or not. Oh, there's 3 copies here. But yeah. Thank goodness we didn't have to go too crazy for the weapons. So we did end up meeting all the target that we want and still came out with 48 summons left. Okay, Okay, still have some gems, probably saving for skins. But yeah, congratulations. You got a free Kaching constellation. I'm sure Sanzu River, if he were here, he would be proud. But that's just what Walrus does. Walrus just comes in, grabs what you want, and along the way, you get a free Kaching. It's part of my passive ability. What can I say? Comes with the Kaching. Figuratively, of course. Need a sunglass like Barry. Winners win. Hey! Winners do be winning. Now, I'm gonna hop back onto my account so this person can go ahead and enjoy their winnings, can start building the Raiden, I mean not building the Raiden Shogun, but building her weapon. Now, I just want to show you guys, you know, like the reason I want to get on my account is I want to show you guys what happened with my, what's her name? Farina summons. Check this out, chat. Check this out. Okay. So, I mean, I don't mean to flex, but got her weapon. Oh, her artifacts are nothing to be flexed about because got both of this. Now, let me show you how that even happened. So, as you guys can see, Farina. Yeah. That's right. That's right. How many pulls is that? That's like 9 pulls apart. Am I winning, son? I am certainly very much winning. And that's the weapon. I think the weapon was pretty normal. There's nothing to flex about the weapon. But I think I did end up winning the... Wait, what? Oh, I'm not at the bottom, so I can't see the... Did I get lucky with the weapon? What? Wait, how many pulls did I go without getting a 5-star? So here is 50, 55. Oh, 56. Okay, so yeah, the weapon wasn't super crazy, but I did end up winning the 35-35. Yeah. I did end up winning the 35-35. So I didn't have to wail for the weapon. It just like, I just spent my gems, pulled for it, and it just came. In game, of course. In game. It came in game. But yeah. I think it looks so cool. I've been keeping up the tradition of my my C2 signature weapon archons. So she has her little lamp there with her C2. Raiden is an old character, so she has her C3 with her weapon, and then Zhongli with with his signature weapon, of course. But Zhongli's at C4 because he's even an older Archon. And then there's Venti, still at level 70, by the way. Also at C4. I got Venti to C4 on his very first banner. Yeah. Anyways, Venti, of course, also has his signature weapon, as you guys can see here. So, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I have Venti's weapon. I think I do. Is it this one? It is, right? This is signature weapon. So yeah, I have it for them all. Jason Jens, is nice to see you back. Yeah, I've been back for a couple days. Just started live streaming today, first day. Oh. Now, as for how I want to continue building my account, I think it's better if we see it like this. It's clear if we look at it like this. So I skipped Riozli or Risley, whatever people want to call him. I skipped Nouvlet. Because the thing is, I've realized with what Hoyoverse likes to do is they will release a region and then they'll have like one really good DPS character. So at the time of release for Risley and Nouvlet, I did not know who was going to be that character. Linny was actually not too bad either. Like all three, like in fact, all four of these DPS, like Fontaine has just been DPS on DPS on DPS. They have not released, apart from Furina, all 4 5-star limited characters are DPS characters. I don't know what's going on in Fontaine that requires this much firepower, but that's just how the game has been. And I'll be quite frank with you guys. I think Hoyoverse is also quite desperate. They were pretty desperate to make sure that these characters do well, so they tuned up the numbers. Like, you guys cannot argue against the fact that Fontaine characters are some of the most freaking front-loaded stat stick characters to ever grace the surface of this game. Furina is borderline busted ass broken, especially when you get her to C2. it's like I said in my Raiden video that getting Furina to C2 is like giving all of any DPS a C2 Raiden buff, kind of. I know not really, like the math doesn't really line up exactly, but think about it like that. Like that's kind of how it's like, which is crazy to think about, is it not? Jello Impact, welcome. Before we go, we gotta do a podcast, Jello. Maybe get a Flame, get you, right? Get Soul, Flowcat. Maybe the gang should get back together. Talk about Genshin. What's happened for the last 4 months, right? Fontaine, get everybody's thoughts on Fontaine, predictions for Natlin. Remember when before I left for China, I said like the popular character, the most popular and hyped up character always ends up like underperforming. Well, that was a huge slap to my face when Nouvlet came out. Right? When Nouvlet came out, I was in China and I was like, God damn, I'm feeling the heat. I sure hope they're not talking shit about me back there. Just like, but again, I also said, remember in that podcast, is I would love to be wrong, right? In this case, I am very happy I was wrong. That Nouvlet turned out to be such an powerhouse of a character. but damn, it's just, but it sucks that Risley ended up kind of, you know, not on the same level as these characters. Like Navia C0 is busted. Like I know, right? Because I get to test play these characters. I know that C0 Nouvlet outperforms C0 Navia. However, C0 Navia is just an easier character to build around and play overall. I think that's a fair statement to have. C0 Navia is pretty damn busted. I'm not gonna say she's overtuned, but she feels amazing to play. Her numbers feels just good enough, and the way she's played is just very satisfying. It's a new play style, right? It kind of gives us that kind of like that gun play style, which I know a lot of people were saying, like, I think at when the game came out half a year, people was like, oh, I wish there was like a buccaneer class or like a cannon like class. Well, that's kind of what she is she not? So Risley is really the only character that currently feels kind of weak, but that's because these characters are so well put together. Fontaine is a superb region. I still have my doubts about the Uja Numa mechanic. I just don't feel like that was necessary, but you know, Hoyoverse will be Hoyoverse. They'll do what they need to do. Lord of Sloth says another punching character that's kind of meh. Why my favorite archetype be meh? I like you know what element would make the best punching type character? Honestly, I think it is a Nemo. I wish they would make a 5-star version of Hazo. And I feel like a 5-star version of Hazo that can suck enemies into their punch, right? So when they're about to do their huge punch, they can suck enemies into like a vortex and then punch them all together. And then with constellations, you can do like a vortex suck, punch, and then vortex suck again into punch. So like a double punch, and then like the second punch kind of launches them up and then maybe explode them into the air or something. Like again, sucks them all up and then explode. Kind of, that would be such a cool like way to play the game. Like imagine Jean's like vacuum suck, but like stronger, but quicker, stronger. But it's not as OP as Venti, where you can just leave it there and change characters. So this character kind of, and then you kind of have this like air juggle playstyle where you can juggle mobs in the air and then combo them, kind of like a good mix between Hazo, Scaramouche, like mixed into one character, and Risley, all mixed into one Anemo character, where you can have off-field elemental characters like Ganyu, right? Like Kokomi supporting through freeze, or you can have like crazy swirl reactions go. Like I think that would be cool, like a combo-based character. I think an Anemo 5-star limited character built between Risley, Hazo, and Scaramouche, and maybe a bit of Kazuha, right? Like 4 of these characters mixed into one punch. Of course, you got to balance the numbers, but that play style would be superb. Dr. Ratio Main is asking, did Walrus catch up for Star Wars? Unfortunately, I could not. I just couldn't keep up. I like in China, I did pick up a couple other like games that my colleagues were playing, just to fit in, and it's like most of these Chinese games are just, how should I put it? Not to say slow, but they're kind of like low maintenance games. Yeah, low maintenance is the best way to put it. Low maintenance games are like very popular in China. People just don't have the time to play. Albert Orozco is asking, what character will you pull next? I'm thinking of pulling for Nouvlet. I think now that I have Farina on lock and I figured out pretty much the formula for Fontaine, I think we'll be hard pressed to find a character that can rival Nouvlet. Just like how I ended up pulling for Alhaitham and hard committing to Alhaitham. As you guys can see, like Baiju, Alhaitham was, I know Baiju was the last limited 5-star character that I pulled before I just stopped doing it. You guys see, like, all these characters, every single 5-star, I always pulled them until Baiju. It's just, I kind of lost faith with Dia, because I'm sure you guys remember, Dia was my most anticipated character in Sumeru, and the way they did her dirty just made me feel very very icky inside. So ever since Baiju, I stopped pulling for limited 5-stars. Like, I always made sure I guaranteed one copy of them. No more. I was done with that. But if I were to pull the next character, probably Nouvlet, I think he might make a rerun next patch, maybe, or the patch after that. I think they might do a Nouvlet rerun for Chinese New Year, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Nouvlet, if you guess C1 R1, is absolutely nutty. That's what I want to get. I want to get him to C1, and his weapon is not even my biggest priority. I know it's really good, but his weapon is not my biggest priority. I want to get him to C1. Ah, this character, like, his C1. Look, when Nouvlet takes the field, he will obtain 1 stack of passive draconic glories from passive talent air to the ancient sea. Blah, blah, blah. You must first unlock the passive talent air. Blah, 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 blah. Additionally, his interruption resistance will be increased while using the charge attack empowerment legal. Oh my god, like this character C1. It just makes his life so much easier. These quality of life constellations are what I live for. I love it. His weapon increases at plus 40%. I know, but his C1, again, at the end of the day, I'm probably just gonna wail for it if it comes, push comes to shove. I'm hoping to save up maybe around like 15,000. Hopefully I can save up to 15,000. Let's see. Shop. Oh, wait a minute. I think the new ones are out. Yep. Let me grab. Oh, that's the wrong one. Grab that. Yeah, so these ones. We'll see. We still got the standard banners. Okay. No record. So I don't even remember how far I'm in for this one. For the giggles. Yan Fei, that's another free pull, by the way. So pulling on this banner, getting a copy gives me actually a free pull on these banners, which is weird to think about. Okay. Oh. There's no way it's gonna give me another 5-star in like 7 pulls. You know what's crazy is I spent around $5,000 when the game first came out to get D-Look. Yeah, $5,000. And I didn't get him. I did not get my first copy of D-Look until the Hu Tao banner. Oh my god, and it hurts so bad. You know why it hurts so bad to see this? D-Look was my last D-Look was the last standard banner 5-star that I got. Oh man, this feels so bad because look, Kaching was my first 5-star. And he is the first standard banner 5-star that I C6. Chi-Chi's missing one. Kaching is missing one. Where's Jean? Am I blind? Jean is missing one. Who is the other standard banner 5-star? Like the OG. That's it, right? It's Jean, Chi-Chi, Kaching, and D-Look. Mona, that's right. Mona. I think we saw her just now. Mona is really far off. But yeah. Oh, I spent $5,000 for the guy. I didn't get him. I got Venti to C4. I didn't get him. I spent so much on the standard banner. Well, believe it or not, chat, this is my very first C6 5-star character in the entire game. First one. Look at that. My very first. Not counting the MC, of course. First one. Woohoo! Hee! And it had to be D-Look. I mean, thankfully it wasn't Chi-Chi. Look at that. I think that's it. I don't think I have any more 5-star characters sitting back here. Oh, never mind. Yep. That's right. It just feels bad. It just feels bad that it's D-Look, man. Why is it you? Why couldn't you come home when I needed you the most? So his C6 Searing Onslaught will not interrupt the normal attack combo. Is that his elemental skill? Oh. You know, that's actually very interesting. I want to take a... What do they mean by it will not interrupt his auto attack combo? What does that mean? What does that feel like? Like, does that mean I can just... Okay, so this is his combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, I see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It does. It still interrupted it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm not a D-Look main, so I don't know how much of a DPS increase that actually brings about for this character. But cool, I guess. It's like Riven from League of Legends. No, come back, butterfly. Oh. Warpaint and Unicorn says, I lose 5 out of 6 of my 50-50s on average still. So Jean C6, Deluxe C5, Chi-Chi C5, Kaching C5, Mona C2, and DSC 0 after 3+ years. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much what Riven's auto attack cancel is with her Qs, no? What? Yeah. The only difference is Riven is an emo. Sorax says playing old units feels so good sometimes. It does, but then like it also feels weird because like their damage output is just not what you would expect it to be. You think like, hey, a C6 character, right, like should be doing this kind of damage because you're so used to what is available in modern Genshin, that when you use these characters, you're like, and you're aware that they're C6, it just feels different. Like damn, why does it feel like a C1 C2 character? Which is still good, don't get me wrong. Like a modern day C1 C2 character is still good, but Diluc damage wise just doesn't compare to these characters. Even at C6, he cannot compare to like a C1 Nouvelle with his signature weapon, right? So it's, he still looks really good though. Team Magger says, I have gotten like 10 Chi-Chis. I got her C6 with all the other 5 stars at very low cons like C1, C2. And until recently, I didn't even have Mona. I mean, you just have some sort of quality that Chi-Chi is magnetized to, I'm sure. It's just, we all have our qualities. I mean, there must be a reason why Diluc decided to finally come home after all these years. And there must be a reason why he didn't come home after me wailing $5,000 on him. But hey, that's just Diluc does Diluc things. But currently I'm like, the next big excitement I have for the game is Arlecchino. Arlecchino is, I hope she's gonna rival the strength of Nouvelle. But that's just wishful thinking, obviously. I heard people say that they think she's gonna be Pyro, right? Like, or she is Pyro. It was one of those two. So I think she's gonna be released towards the end of Fontaine, and she's gonna be perfect as the first Pyro character as we move into Natlin that receives a lot of benefits from the Pyro Archon. Lightning MCK says, I hope she rivals the strength of Xiangling. That's a bit of a stretch, let's be honest. At this point in the game, Xiangling has solidified her position as the ceiling for Pyro DPS. Okay, that's like, we can't ask for that much out of a Pyro character nowadays. But if you ask for her to rival Nuvle, that's more of a reasonable demand. Tartaglia is still pretty meta. Surely Arlecchino is only gonna be better. Which is crazy to think, is it not? Like, if Arlecchino does get released as a playable character, she is like the second Harbinger. The second playable Harbinger. Okay. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, but Walrus, the Wanderer is also playable. Walrus, you forgot to talk about the Wanderer. The Wanderer is also. Is he though? Like, I don't think he counts as a Harbinger anymore. I mean, he's more of like a playable character that used to be a Harbinger, and I feel like he's yeah, like an ex-Harbinger, exactly. But we're talking about active duty Harbingers, right? Like, man, Tartaglia is a Harbinger. Arlecchino will be a Harbinger, right? And the lady, who we shall not name because it brings up too many sad memories, if she does become playable, she would she fall in the category of active Harbinger or ex-Harbinger? Or Harbinger that died on duty. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a vote in the chat. Let's start a poll. Will Signora be playable in the future? Actually, let me ask, do you think? Come on, chat. Let's see how many people are still. It's anonymous. Nobody knows you're the one who is inhaling unhealthy amounts of copium. But let's see it. Let's see it. Least active Harbinger. True. I wonder if they'll keep the stance change archetype for Arlecchino. Wouldn't it be? Wait. Scaramouche has a stance change, does he not? Well, not really well, yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he? Like, he has a whole different, like, elevated playstyle versus his normal playstyle. So I guess, like, if you keep the traditions up, wouldn't it be so cool if Arlecchino can transform between a sword to a spear? Like, I don't know, something just feels so cool that, like, she can take a sword and then turn it into the playstyle of a spear and then just go into this, like, crazy, like, she generates a fire spear and then she just, like, goes to town. Or scythe. True. A sport. Rosaline. Oh, oh yeah, Rosaline. I remember the story of Signora is very like tragic. Apparently she she had to watch her lover die in her arms because Venti was absent during the time where Mondstadt was like going to war or something. Like she's hundreds of years old, is she not? Right? So ever since then she's like hated Venti because she thinks that Venti did not do the job that an Archon was supposed to or something like that. So the kick was like very personal when she kicked Venti in the gut. Oh, yeah, yeah. La Signora came back from Sumeru, right? Like she studied in Sumeru. Yeah, she came back and she found. Oh, so she found out her lover was dead. Venti got kicked into his balls. Not sure he has those. Just saying. Hey, listen. It's just an educated guess. You know why I say that? Because number one, Archons don't need to reproduce. So, and Archons can create their own physical bodies, right? They can, like, Venti chose to come to the mortal world in the appearance of his close friend. I mean, if they don't need to reproduce and they're constantly fighting, why would they create a specific organ on the body where it's like a vital weakness in combat, right? Imagine Venti's like duking it out with Raiden and she just freaking gives like a knee to the sack, if you know what I'm saying, and Venti's just out then and there. But if Raiden like goes for the knee to the sack and bam, her knee just smacks right into bone, it's a tactical advantage. I'm just saying from a logical perspective, Venti should have no balls. Neither should Zhongli, right? Zhongli should have no balls. Raiden should have no, you know what? Like, cause it's not necessary. It's not necessary. They're literal gods, people. Understand? They have no physical need. They have no need for reproduction. They have no need for human interaction. No need whatsoever. These things are extra when it comes to like, don't need it. It's not gonna increase their power levels. I'm just saying. Hey, we walked into this together. I'm just pointing out the logistics here, right? I'm pointing out the logistics. I'm just saying the Archons most likely have no reproductive organs. Just saying. So Archons are like Barbie and Ken. Exactly. And it makes the most sense that way. What about Nuvlet? What about Nuvlet? The fan art clearly disagrees with you. Hey, I'm not gonna go to war with Rule 34 artists, okay? I'm simply stating like this is just a deduction through logic. And I cannot believe 42% of chat, 74 votes. I can't believe 42% of 72 people believes that Signora would be a playable character. Nuvlet is a dragon. Well, the thing about Nuvlet's lore is that, yeah, the dude might be a dragon, but dragons reproduce. Come on now. Dragons reproduce. Dragons mingle with other dragons, and then they make little baby dragons. Archons can't mingle with other Archons and make little baby Archons. It just doesn't work that way. Glitch. Why are you guys so cursed? Just saying that Zhongli's genital pulses buff your shields. Why are you guys like this? This is why people make fun of my takes. Lord of Sloth's Raiden made her body, so it's whatever she wants it to be. Now, here's my question to you. Do you think Raiden would have included reproductive organs? And if you... And here's the better question. Here's the better question. If she had included reproductive organs, why did she craft the Wanderer instead of just giving birth to him? That's right. Check and mate. Checkmate. If Raiden had reproductive organs, she would have just given birth to a natural born baby. Called him Scaramouche. Aye. But she had to craft him from scratch. Just saying. Right? So, whoa, look. Me, amazing Archon, but have to craft this doll from scratch. Just saying. T-Magus as well. Crafting him was faster and easier. I mean, I'm pretty sure Raiden had Zhongli on speed dial if needed. I'm just saying. Just saying. So, I'm pretty sure it was a lack of feature rather than a lack of will or desire. Who are the top 3 mommies in Genshin? Yelan, definitely one of the top mommies. I want to say Eula. I mean, hell, we're not talking about strength here, okay? For me, it's gonna be Yelan, Eula, and Yaimiko. Eula could be replaced by Raiden Shogun. But yeah. Anybody who says any other than these 4 characters have to really define for me what mommy means for them. No, Navia? Navia's not quite mommy. She's like a sister. You know what I mean? She doesn't have that mommy energy. Mommies are like the ones who would like beat the shit out of you and you would just take it because they're your mommy. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like Yelan could beat the living daylights out of you and you would just have to sit there and take it. Yaimiko could beat the crap out of you, right? Like can like slap you across the face and you would just sit there and take it. Eula, right, can choke you out with her thighs and you would just let her do that because that's what mommy wants to do. So you let mommy do her thing. Raiden Shogun could just obliterate you and you would just let her do it because that's just the quickest route to eternity. Yeah, Yai trolls too often to be a mommy, but she gives off mommy energy. You know what I'm saying? Like Yai would feels more like an auntie to some people. Like she's like that weird auntie, right? Like that the auntie that constantly teases you. But you know, when it comes to aunties are technically other people's mommies. Does that make sense? Like, name a random auntie in your life. Chances are that auntie is a mommy to somebody else, because that's just what aunties are. So Yai may not be your mommy, but she might be your auntie. And if she's your auntie, chances are she's someone else's mommy. And she's my mommy. For anybody who said Nahida, you need to rethink your life choices, because yeah. Shenhe, for people who think Shenhe, I think Shenhe gets really close to mommy qualities, but she's not quite there yet herself. Candace for sure is mommy. Candace is, actually. Candace is, but I just, like, for me, top 3 mommy, I think number 3 is Eula or Raiden, number 2 is Yaimiko, and number 1 is Yelan. But where is Candace? There she is. Candace feels like a strict senpai. What about Lisa? Unfortunately, Lisa doesn't quite make the... Lisa is like still older sister vibes. Lisa still gives me like older sister vibes. Like, she just doesn't feel old enough to be a mommy. Mommy needs that like mature... Like, I need to feel like these people have been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Lisa's been through stuff, but she feels like she's in her like early 20s. Like, we got one who's probably like how old is Raiden canonically? Like over 1,000 years old, or like 800, 900 years old, right? And then we got Yai Miko, who's like also a couple hundred years old. And then we got Yelan, who's probably like good chance she's in her like early to mid 30s. Right? And then there's Eula, who's like in her late 20s, mid to late 20s. Right? So Eula's like the youngest mommy. Yelan definitely feels like she's a seasoned BDSM mommy. Just saying. Ningguang could be. Yeah, Ningguang could be. But Ningguang feels a little... It feels... She feels a little cold and distant. Ningguang. I don't know. Like, mommies, I feel like needs... I say Ningguang feels cold and distant, yet I put Raiden on this list. This list doesn't make sense. The criteria just keeps shifting. Maybe it's just my personal preference. I feel like mommies have to be somewhat like cold. I don't know. I just feel like mommies have to have their own individuality and are super independent. Like Yelan's super independent, Yai Miko super independent, Raiden super independent, Eula kind of independent. I mean, she is pretty independent, right? Like she's shouldering a lot of responsibility. Togekill says, "Yo, Walrus is back." Yes, I am back. I'm back for now. And I'll probably be live streaming sometimes on the weekend. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it. But yeah, we're probably nearing the end of the stream here. Again, updating everybody now that I got all of you here, just giving you guys a quick update. I was away in China and now I'm back. I'm gonna be here until like the end of January, and then I have to go back to China, and the next time I come back will likely be August. I know, it's crazy. I will still continue to give my takes on certain updates, but I won't be able to consistently put out content like 5 videos per week. But then again, let's be completely honest here, like just full transparency between me and you. Does Genshin really have enough content for 5 videos per week uploads? Apart from my personal hot takes of certain characters, probably not. So I think 1 to 2 videos per week is going to be what I'm going to be looking at. And with that, it's going to be a long journey ahead for us. When are you back definitively? That's a good question, because right now I don't even know when I'll be back, but I feel like the next time I come back is gonna be when I want to retire. Which a lot of people are gonna think like, Walrus, what do you mean when you retire? That like we're all gonna be retired by then. No, but like when I say retire, I mean like maybe I don't need to work and grind as much anymore, you know? When I come back to Canada, I want to be back because I want to enjoy my life here. I want to be back because I want to just kick back, relax, and enjoy the slow pace of the Canadian lifestyle. I don't want to think about work anymore. I don't want to like go out of my way to have to juggle content creation and selling real estate. I just want to focus on my life and enjoy my time playing video games, living a life with my family, with my pets. That's when I think I'll be back, because Canada really doesn't have that many opportunities. China has like a plethora of opportunities over there for me, and I feel like I can take advantage of it before the window closes. So if everything goes super well, I'll probably be back in 10 years. I know this may mean goodbye for a lot of us. I think 99% of us are not going to really be in touch 10 years from now. But the good news is I'm still going to be updating this channel with Genshin content until I either 100% quit and give up on the game because like Hoyoverse does something crazy, or the game ends and we'll move on to something else. Is it true that in Canada you get pranked a lot by that just for laughs? No, I actually never gotten like street pranked. A decade, yeah, but I'll come back to Canada pretty much every year, and I'll be staying here like 1 month out of every year. So for 1 month out of a year, you can expect some live streams, some live updates if you guys care. Right, I don't want to make it sound like I'm so important. You guys need to like, you know, like follow my Instagram, you know. But if you guys do want to be updated, I will be back once per year, updating you guys with my life in China, the next stage of my plans, my Genshin account updates, of course, and just kind of sit here and chat with you guys. Sugar Apple says, I see Genshin ending in 2028. But then again, even if Genshin ends, I can see them trying to kind of milk the franchise more. It's not like they're just going to shut down the servers, right? Even if the story ends, I think they'll try to expand the game outwards to other stuff. It will be really sad to see the Genshin team just completely give up on the game. The last update ever is like, you know, like, and then they just leave the servers on indefinitely, having the same like characters rerun forever into oblivion. Eventually, after 20-30 years, everybody's gonna have every character C6 R5, and then what's the point then? Like, they don't update the game. I think they're still gonna update the game until literally nobody plays anymore. So yeah. Lord of Sloth 99 says, once a year streaming, it really is like visiting family. It does feel like that in a way, but it's crazy to see after 4 months I come back and you guys are all still here. I mean, we definitely lost a couple here and there, but it's great that you guys are still treading along and still playing the game. Hope you guys are enjoying the game, and I hope the game has treated you guys very well, because it's very tough grinding out gacha games, especially for low spender free to plays. But if you just buy the BP and the Welcome Moon, I'm sure there's plenty of resources and people can't wait for the next cycle. I myself kind of bought my way into a corner. Like, I paid my way into this kind of state right now where I really don't need to buy BP anymore. Well, can I buy it because it's the easiest way for me to collect gems and without actually playing the game and the events. But I really do hope the game treats you guys well. I don't know if I'll be here for Natlan's release. I don't think so. I think Natlan's going to be releasing like what, July? If anybody in chat knows, If anybody in chat knows, can they tell me like roughly at the rate we're going? Let's say Natlin is patch 3.8 or 3.9. 3.9. What months are we looking at? Sirac says, I'm burnt out of Genshin, but I watch stuff. Which is weird, right? Like, Genshin has been around with us for so long and it's so popular that a lot of people have quit Genshin and they still interact with the Genshin community, or they have made friends that they've met in Genshin and they play other games together. For people who don't know, I actually do have a Discord channel. It has gotten really, really big, like way bigger than I ever thought it was going to be. I have amazing moderators in there taking care of the channel. And for people who just want a community to chill at, you guys are free to go check out the Discord. Links are in the description and I think are also in my videos as well. Like we get a couple new members every day or two. It's crazy. Like it actually is crazy to see how like humongous this server is, how many people are in this server. And I initially I just did it because, I mean, we need a place to gather, right? But now I think there's like, in total, I think maybe there's like 6,000-7,000 people in this one Discord server, right? And yeah, like we got a bunch of different game communities in there, and you guys can make friends. There's Nikkei, there's Tower Fantasy, Lost Ark, PGR, Aether Gazers, 7DS, Arc Knights, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Impact, Mobile Legends. I just like, if you guys like playing games, like meeting new people, head over there and take a look. All right. Dichu, aka Mr. Jathri, says, welcome back, Walrus. Nice to see you doing live streams again. It's good to be back. It's great to kind of disconnect from my work life and my work, almost like a work personality, and be able to talk to you guys, share our common interests. And we don't know who each other are really, but we can talk about Genshin, we can talk about waifus, we can talk about big booty. Anyways, I should get off before I get canceled, but I'll see you guys maybe on the weekend. If not, I'll see you guys early next week, where we'll probably have a discussion about Xian Yun, the new 5-star Anemo character, Cloud Retainer. Man, I really want to play, what's her name? Madam Ping. Madam Ping seems like a really cool character to be able to play. Key 2 Cola says, it feels like a cycle. I burn out, I get excited again over and over. I mean, that's how they designed the game. This feels as sad as finding out Mad Pat is retiring. Well, I'm not retiring, but I'm kind of, I mean, Genshin and content creation, I keep saying to you guys, has always been a hobby for me, right? So this kind of just feels like reallocating some time to focus on my career while not completely giving up on my hobby, but just kind of taking some time away from the hobby to focus on my career. Nikkei Shukai says, it's been a while. It has. And I'm glad you came in, but I'm about to head out. Gonna go get some rest, have an early morning tomorrow. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing a couple more live streams before I leave. And I'll give you guys a heads up before I leave. And then even if I do, we'll still be updating videos, talking about new characters. The major updates I believe kept up with even when I was in China. But yeah, it's really the day-to-day stuff, right, that I've kind of stopped doing. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Until then, I urge you to stay safe. Peace. Bye bye.